Hello everyone, and welcome to Final Fantasy Tuesday with me, Voltage McGammar, and...
Me, ZaerAndSunshine, and...
Me, Millsguy, and...
Me, JadeOttsel.
Damn near perfect! And we're doing the Mambo right on time with it. I sure do love G-Pose. It is a wonderful feature that mostly keeps us all in sync. So, because our schedule's finally aligned, we're going to be doing Palace of the Dead today, because our schedule's aligned. We're all here.
For once in a million years!
Yeah, but...
Sorry.
No, it's alright. It's alright. We don't always do Palace of the Dead for Teamwork Tuesday. Usually I only do this on, like, when you're awake. And, hey, you're awake!
Yeah.
So, we're doing
Very
it.
weird.
We're doing it. I'm going to clear the chat
We are
log.
go!
So let's not delay it around.
Oh,
Let's
right,
see.
I should have chat open on my phone.
Where were we last time? Floor 51. I think this was the depth that I needed to get to in order to lock other varieties of Palace of the Dead. But are we going to try and just go all the way, or do we want to leave and go to Heaven on High, where we can change classes?
Heaven on High would be interesting.
It would be different, yeah. So which would you guys prefer? We keep on going deeper in, or... We do have a whole 150 floors to try. Now, we'll do this first. We'll see how we feel if we go in. If we lose, we can consider Heaven on High.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I am not hiding the chat log. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to put the... I'm closing the chat log. There we go. We have a box. I'm opening it.
Oh no, my
Your plate
portrait
broke.
reset. Oh well.
Ah, well, it's fine. You'll have an opportunity to fix it in the midpoint.
It seems like all they do is break. I,
Yeah.
on the other hand, have never actually set a plate for White Mage.
Like, they have better protections for it breaking now than they ever have before. But they still will find a way to break. I'm used to taking the lead in this kind of content, but I'm letting Jade lead because,
Hank!
there's no reason that we should have 3 people step on the traps at the same time. For people who are unfamiliar with the Palace of the Dead format, it's sort of like a mystery dungeon. If you're watching on YouTube, you've heard me do this. I can't move in. I can't move in. I will...
There, it's dead.
Yeah. I'm here for bosses. Mills will destroy all the trash. Intuition.
Healer.
Do you want to do another room?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we might as well grab the boxes.
Yeah.
We are max level for Palace of the Dead, so fighting additional
You
mobs...
never know, we might get more equipment upgrades.
Yeah, silver boxes would be great. And there's a silver right over there. Yay! Arm is now plus 25.
Yay!
It's... Oh, no.
Gotta take out this deep eye. Oh wait, different deep eye. Oop! Look away. Unless that was just a.
It might have been a frontal cone look away without projection. Hi there, Middle Sheep Factor at Lahi. Welcome to the stream. And hi there, Fawns. Welcome to the stream. It sure has been a rough week. I don't know how you guys are going out there, but I've been getting power outages in my area due to lots and lots of rainfall. When the power goes out, the internet goes out. And you just had a bad day. Oh, we can only hope that our days improve from here, you know?
Yep.
How was Friday in D&D? It went great, actually. That was the highlight of my past 2 weeks.
Yeah, you want to improve Zare's day? Ask about D&D.
Holy shit, that was everything I needed.
And there was also the Saturday D&D, which also went really well.
I am the DM for that game.
Yes, that went really good. Heavy roleplay.
I'm glad.
Yeah, non-combat roleplay session for one, and for the other. Let's see. What we are currently doing is we are going through an augmented iteration of the Is it Carrion Hill? Yeah, Carrion Hill.
Carrion Crown.
No, not Carrion Crown.
Okay, yes. The current module is Carrion Hill.
Yeah, we are partway through Carrion Crown, and to get us some more experience, and because he just really wants to run the module, the DM is inserting Carrion Hill into Carrion Crown, but also buffing it up relative to our level. So we're fighting lots of alien-sourced creatures that we cannot possibly identify with our crazy knowledge skills. Oh no, vulnerability up. I'm fine. But as a part of it, like, I don't know, it's fun. But yeah, we're still gonna die. We're still really gonna die. I haven't gotten to run Carrion Crown yet.
If you haven't run Carrion Crown yet, do, but go to the official forums and get advice from other people who've run it, because one of the things our DM for that group has talked about is that basically everybody agrees that there are just a few small things that should be changed.
This is
but
also
it's genuinely fantastic.
This is also a little bit of a point of pain for both Jade and Mills, though, because they would like to run Carrion Crown, but Rack is not going to run multiple groups of Carrion Crown, and I cannot run Carrion Crown for them because the book spoils everything from all the books in the first book, because that's how Paizo writes their adventures for some reason. Battleship ads. We are in the middle of Strange Hands right now. Just ended Curse of the Crimson Throne. Ooh, I haven't read either of those. Yeah, obviously we're not running them in order.
Yep, nothing in there.
Alright. Hey Zaer, did you know in this update they added jog?
I did know that. It's very exciting, and you can mount while walking.
Very good stuff. Like, this is not part of the usual 14 playlist, so I'm okay with, like, double-seeing information like that. But, hey look, we went into a combat while Sprint was on, we left a combat while Sprint was on, now we're jogging. It's poor man's Peloton, and it's great. Jog is love.
Oh, why is this taking a while to load?
Because it had to... that.
Oh, auto heal.
I'm running.
Okay, let me put regen on everybody.
No, it'll fall off. No need to do that all the time. Only do that when we need to have damage. Hey look, there's the horde.
True.
So I didn't.
Jane,
Cat eating the pizza.
Ah, yeah, what happened?
Cat eating the ruined pizza.
Oh no. Do you need to go solve it?
Can't have that.
I can't right now. I put it. I have it next to me so the cat won't get it.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a story behind the ruined pizza. Do you want to tell chat, or do you want one of us to paraphrase it?
You can paraphrase it.
Okay, I do a thing when I cook pizzas sometimes where I'm really lazy, and I don't feel like getting up multiple times to be able to put the pizza in the oven. So, I usually cook the pizza straight from the box into the oven with like an extra 5 or 6 minutes tacked on, and I get like a flakier, thinner crust, as opposed to like a full well-done pizza, which is kind of crunchy. Jade heard me do that and is like, you know what, I'm gonna try that. But instead, it hot glued your pizza to your pan. That's because I usually do it with like the cheaper pizzas, like a Tony's or a Red Baron or a Store Select. Meanwhile, Jade was cooking a freshetta, so it just made like doughy bread.
Oop.
in the pan.
I pulled
I also don't normally use a pan.
an extra.
I'll be back to help you out in a moment. In the plastic? No, it wasn't cooked in the plastic. It was probably a combination of the pan being old and the pizza being one of those rising crust varieties. Oh, it's a caster, isn't it? Either way, it like that pizza's lost. But the cat wants it.
Cat always wants pizza.
You have a toaster oven that is big enough for a full-size pizza. It has an air fry function, and the one day you just decide to air fry a whole pizza. That's the only way you cook them now. Ooh, that does sound good. Air fried pizza.
Oh, there's a chest here and a slimy boy. Woody.
I keep forgetting that the way I set up my White Mage hotbars is a little stupid if, like, the tank is not actively taking damage.
What, you... That's the thing in 14, though. Like, you don't need your healing buttons until suddenly need your healing buttons, so the main two buttons used as White Mage are... Stone and Air.
Uh-huh.
Damage dealt decreased. Oh,
We'll be fine.
lovely.
Our damage is fine. Lust and safety. You know what? Let's use the safety. Let's see. They're not sorted alphabetically.
I mean, why not use the lust?
Using the safety. Chap's gone. And I'll use the lust, because, like, if we have damage down, we might as well have the other one, too. Got it. Okay. Ooh. I'm a witch. I have a ranged attack. I'm slightly more useful. We're getting credit for the door. Thank you for picking up that piece of accursed hoard. Purity, sure.
Purity.
We can almost use the exit. Not quite yet, though. Okay, and no more succubus. Melchi Bats. White Mage is a reactive healer anyway. Don't get any shields until pretty late. And even then, the shields are kinda... like
Shield is
anti-tank
not
buster.
really White Mage's job.
Which,
That's
like,
what you
that's
get
fine.
a scholar for.
That's fine. I like
And that's
White
good.
Mage because you feed the Blood Lily and then you smash it with a hammer. Unfortunately, you're not going to get that here because it's Palace of the Dead. You're stuck at level 60.
I'm
Uh-huh.
good.
Yeah, Jade?
I'm worried that I might try to get the pizza while I'm not paying attention.
Alright, I'll lead. Never mind, cutscene. The art of true resurrection, a challenge even in this world. It would seem the trader's spurn seems promising, but inevitably renders them fruitless. The magic attacks of Gridania proved equally ineffective, only pulling souls back from the brink of death, unable to reach beyond the veil. The magics, sorry. Weird place for a cutscene. We're only halfway through the floor, aren't we?
Yeah, and we got attacked while you were in the cutscene.
That's hilarious. Purity. We're good for this floor. Rage. Yeah, I'll rage. Let's see. Here it is. I got it. This room is not the correct way. Screw it.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh no, my damage is down. I'm a toad. Oh well. I sure am a toad.
Yeah, we have 2 things to fight. Or did.
I stepped on a bomb. I'm fine.
Oh gosh, where are you?
I wanted to try and make the best use of the sea as I could. Unfortunately, this floor only has 3 rooms. So that's it. I killed everything.
Okay. The room is this way, Jade.
That was a good use of rage. Not really, but like... What else were we gonna do? Okay, we got strength. Mills uses strength. It's the red one on the top row.
I have to figure out how to open the thing again.
Honestly, you're able to hit things a lot earlier than I am. Metal Sheep adds, I like to play chicken with the tank's health to see when I can get off benediction. It's a risky game. Oh, Zaer aggroed something. Oh no! Zaer, this way. What are you doing?
Sorry, just grabbing something.
Okay.
There it is. Okay.
I don't know. When I play White Mage, it's like... Usually I heal dungeons, okay? I don't normally heal trials or raids or anything like that. So no, it's like the bare minimum of, like, difficulty in the game, okay? So it's like... I try to pace my holies so that there's something after first holy so I get maximum stun. Items unavailable. Fun.
I think I'll be safe here then. Because
Okay.
I couldn't go AFK in that other room because that was like a hallway that the things were going through.
Should we Serenity the floor?
No.
Is it not worth doing? I don't think it's worth doing.
We only have the one Serenity. Alright, Jay, go ahead and /follow Patches. Never mind. Go ahead and /follow Mills. Okay. Patches was gone out. It's also like the only off-global cooldown heal that White Mage gets until Tetragrammaton, I think. Yeah, it is. They were supposed to be the global cooldown healer for a while.
Jeez.
In comparison, like, Sage and Scholar don't really get an area heal. I mean, I guess Scholar gets area heal, but I don't think Sage really has an area heal until, like, level 54. Oh, yeah, they're teasing us with all the fortune that we could have. Oh, that's a trap.
Oh,
Alright, Mills, I got this one.
I got this one. Oh my god, a lot of things have just appeared.
Holy.
Cool. Yep, that's the other benefit. Like, when healing dungeons, nothing competes with Holy for the amount of damage prevented to the tank. Just making... Like, that's basically a whole invuln cooldown. That's a hollowed ground every single pull.
What was in this? Intuition.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, Physic at level 50. You main White Mage, but sometimes you play other healers. Yeah, they have Physic and... I think Scholars have Super, but I don't know what Sage has at 50, really. I feel like the only area heal I have, though, is the Hot. Kind of like how Scholar only has, like, the area Hot. It's the same button, basically.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Come back.
How did you dispose of the evidence?
What?
The pizza,
Yeah.
sorry.
I just threw it away. It was
Okay.
go.
Okay.
I mean, the cats want to investigate it, so it's evidence.
We have a cover on our garbage can.
As do I, because cat.
Well, I mean, a cover on a garbage can is also useful if you just generally don't like smelling your garbage.
That too.
Did you just throw a witching on the ground to pick up the witching?
Yeah. Listen, leave my OCD alone.
Okay. Oh, that's a lot of them.
Oh no.
Did we step on the line? I think we did.
They were behind. They were around the corner. And yeah, I think you stepped on mine.
That was a lot that just happened within the span of 10 seconds there.
Yeah, let's be careful.
Yeah, I'll use a flight. Never mind, you got it.
That was affluence.
Okay. I'll get it eventually. I found it. Walks
I
into a room,
almost
sees a
got hit by
giant
that.
eyeball, turns around.
Oh no, I have a debuff. What should I do? Asuna.
Isn't you glad? Isn't you glad? Aren't you glad that Asuna is instant now?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I stepped on a minute.
Hmm.
Stepped on a trap. Now I'm a
Got
frog.
toaded.
It's okay. Frog don't care.
Another witching?
We're getting a lot of small floors. They have carriage hole at 50? Alright. No, I don't think they have the thing that they can spend a point on. They do not have anything that can spend a point on. That's an area heal at 50. They might have the little barrier thing, but the barrier thing and the Sacred Soil don't have the heal over time effect until sometime in Shadowbringers. So, like, those don't actually heal. They're damage reduction, but they don't heal at level 50. Still worth using because, like, when I play Sage, if I don't use something, I'm going to run out of MP. So I need to use something to use the pylon on, and it's usually going to
From
be
a rage.
damage reduction. More rage?
Wants it.
Sure.
Oh my god, double rage?
Just following and grabbing treasure coffers.
There's nothing in here. There's nowhere to go. We're out of enemies. Why did they give us a rage but only
There's a
4 things to
chest.
slap?
They gave us 2 rage.
And nothing to slap.
As you left, an enemy appeared, but I'm going around them.
You know that's from Kirby, but you can only recall you cannot recall which one. You know what? Fair enough. For me, Kirby just has the energy of running through a stage and destroying everything that's in your path because it doesn't even slow you down.
Yeah.
Some people might say like, "Oh, that's Sonic energy." I'm like, "No, that's Kirby."
Yeah, that's Kirby. Sonic Energy is trying to go fast through a level and then missing one button input and dying and having to start over from the beginning. That's
Yeah.
Sonic Energy. And listen, I was like a fucking middle school Sonic, okay? That was my entire adolescence. And let me tell you, the Sonic fan experience is being really mad because the game sucks. And then being willing to fist fight anybody who thinks that what I just said is true.
You're right there, Mills.
Yeah, I thought I got out of it. I did.
I see. And then I stopped moving for 10 seconds. It came from behind.
Oh.
More.
And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Oh, G-Man's Mania was great. I do hear good things about Mania.
Great.
But Mania also wasn't made by Sonic Team, was it?
I don't think Mania was made by Sonic Team.
It's a mimic!
Mimic.
Okay. What are the odds?
Never tell me the odds.
You know, I think this is the first time we've been here since the lighting
Okay, it's
update.
fighting something.
When Samurai runs with the weapon out, the weapon is very close to the floor, so I can see the glow against the floor, and it actually is really nice. Like, impossibly really nice. It's the little things.
Yeah.
Fawn says, I always feel like I'm missing an entire level when playing Sonic games. You hit a bouncer, 3 loop-de-loops, a rail slide, and you're just gone. Yeah, there's so much level that you don't even see.
Or go to the next room.
It might have so much
this is
depth.
why I like the 3D Sonics, because you have to see the whole level.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
I looked in there, I see a gold chest, and I'm like, nah. No, we don't need that. Okay,
Not
we
gold.
have
Okay.
the Black Rider, a dual hand.
Now I actually have to, like, heal for real.
Do you want to use the Lost Mills?
The other person she uses strength.
I'll use the strength.
Looking for the lost. There
Just
it is.
spam the fireball button and you make it weak.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know what to do.
It
Excuse
knocks you
me?
back. So you're good. You did it correctly. Well done, Mills. Bum 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 ba da 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 da, as is heaven's word. Da 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 da, limit break. Shoot, I'm in the tank. Our plan is good though. We win.
No. I get to drill it at the end.
We're probably gonna get a cutscene. Mills, remember to fix your portrait.
Right.
Aether, the great catalyst, the building block from which all creation is born, capable of reconstituting flesh through sheer will. How fortuitous that I should be pulled from the oblivion to continue my work in this world. More fortuitous still that I should find so fine a specimen as he. I leveled up Samurai. Oh, is this your first time going through it also, Zaer?
Mm-hmm.
Great! So it's not a spoiler.
I just never quite finished it.
Okay, do we need a moment to stretch? Do we need a moment to get hydration? Like, are we doing good? How's everybody feeling?
You know what? Let's stretch.
Yeah, I'm gonna stretch.
I'll do my own redeem of a stretch because I suggested it. Voltage routine to
I
stretch,
think
you
House
got
of the
it.
Dead is one of those kinds of content that kind of encourages bad posture at the computer.
Mm-hmm.
The
So
hamburger
I think
looked into the oven.
every boss we
It's a
stretch.
voltage looked in the
He
oven.
is screaming.
Found
Special
carrot,
sauce all over my
tomato,
face.
and
That's pickles for eyes.
Wow, we got both ovens at the same time. So it was a carrot
Yeah.
stick and tomato
I
pie.
can feel that in my wrist. Okay.
Carrot stick and tomato pie, but also the cursed oven burger short. So who did both ovens? All right, maybe I should link the ovens kind of like I do with the other ones now. Or do you guys enjoy having the ovens be mashed together?
I can't hear them, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, as a reminder to Mills and Jade, who are not here every week, stretch means also stretch your hands and your fingies. You don't want to get the carpal tunnels.
I physically stand up and do like the whole like leg on desk thing. You get a good value with me on the stretches. I know I don't have a webcam so you can't see it, but I swear it's a great value. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm doing my hand stretches right now because, like,
Okay.
I was told out years ago that I was, like, borderline carpal tunnel.
Hmm. Yeah, when they put the fear of death in you like that, it's like,
Yeah.
look, buddy, you love your video games. You won't be able to play them if you get this. Do this or you won't be able to play video games.
Yeah. You know what else puts the fear of death in you like that?
Hmm?
When you're an artist, and they're like, hey, you know this thing that's, like, really important to you as a, like, living being? If you fuck your hand, that's it. You will never
probably
recover.
do You could probably do it through the pain. It's just art is literal pain now.
You do not want to suffer for your art, but many do anyway.
I've always hated that phrase, actually. Nobody suffers for their art. People just suffer because life is hard.
Yeah.
And some of us express that through art. That's not the same thing.
Right.
In the back of my head, like, it's not leaving, so I'm gonna say it. What is that, like, meme, cartoon, like, Treasure Island guy? I think his name is, like, Lamsey or Lamsday? Something like that. But instead of rum and death should be the same thing, it should be wrist stretches and life. Should mean the same thing to you.
Metal Sheep provides Dr. Livesey.
Dr. Livesey, yeah. I knew it was something say, but, like... If you haven't seen the animation for that, though, it's great. And if all you ever see of it is the meme of how he's well animated and how jovial he is in his walking, then, like, that's good enough. He walks with the confidence of 1,000 men. You're not wrong. I should do a ready check, but if I do that, the chat's gonna go up, so... Cool. Onwards! Deeper! Like dwarves, we must go deeper.
I can't wait until we release the Balrog.
When we use a rage, we are the Balrog.
You're right.
But no, it gets real bad. Well done, Mills.
I got fixed.
Oh, time to get real mad.
Oh, it's rage
Who
again?
wants it?
Do you want it, Mills? I
Yep.
do it a lot. Go ahead.
Slap.
Let me kill this for.
Oh, jeez. Jade, you're like actually taking damage for the first time.
Go nuts! I'll fall behind the loot boxes. Just keep moving forward and killing things. Don't worry about anything.
This way.
Just pick a direction and go.
Turn around, slap, moves on.
I'll use... You got it, okay. Oh, you got a map, Mills.
Oh, there's a trap.
Okay, you found the exit. You found the exit. I would like to go towards that silver. But, like, you just pick a direction and go.
I'll go towards the silver.
The silver is weapon upgrades and such.
Another rage.
Oh,
Who wants it?
What? We don't need it yet.
I'll get
We
it.
might as well, though.
Alright, yeah, use it and slap the things in the gold room. Why not? I'll stick with
Why
Mills.
wait? Why leave it behind?
I'll stick with Mills. There's nothing on the
If
other
the
side of
other
the
person
pillar.
slaps one thing, it will have been worth it.
Good. Sure. And that made my weapon stronger. Yeah, the weapon...
Fortune.
If only we found that before all the rage. We're good.
Yeah.
We got... I guess there's a
We
gold in the
killed
other
it all.
direction. I think we're good, though. I think that's the room we started in. Yeah. There will come to be a point where we have to actually worry about the time. Because we will have to be so cautious that the hour might not be enough to get through the 10 floors.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Livesey, he walks with confidence. Fawn says, I didn't appreciate that era of Disney, though. I don't think that was Disney, was it? That's a lie.
That was
Hi,
Disney.
Uriel, welcome to the stream. Some epic help! Thank you! Alright, what's in the box? There's another American site.
Does Jade ever say that?
Jade stance falls off every time we queue in.
Oh.
Thank you, Jade. It was a Soviet animation, if you remember. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'll use it.
Okay. Another!
Mimic. Jeez.
Oh, there's a costume. Thanks for giving me the gunner outfit, even though I have to be a samurai for these. But the gunner outfit is really good, and people are excited for Etrian, honestly, so I understand it.
And fortune.
Actually, I can talk about that for a bit. I've tried to record Etrian Odyssey a few times, but I just never felt comfortable with the names that I was using. Because, like, I didn't ask for permission from the various, like, streamers, YouTubes, or whatever to, like, actually use their names. And so that feels wrong. Like, some people will be like, oh, hey, that's free advertising. I was like, no, that might misrepresent your personage, that you're, like, you don't feel like you're this class, or, like, something like that. Like, younger me didn't care about that so much. We already used the site. There's no point in using it. But older, wiser me, older, paranoid me, I don't know. So I'll probably just end up using the names of all my friends again, which you guys are okay with that, right?
Yeah.
Should have been a samurai redeem then. Yeah, fair enough. I feel like the closest thing I have to a swordsman is Link, and samurai is not a... Yeah. Alright, so we just go towards the exit. And we try to leave with the giant crocodile there. Hey look, it's Final Fantasy
Hey, man,
Tuesday with a... alligator.
Flat fuck. There's the app.
Uriel says, older, wiser, anxiety-er, you.
Yeah.
Blinded.
Ooh.
Yeah, that just means we
That's
missed some of our
kind of
attacks.
nasty.
No,
Let's...
we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We only have the one, right? Oh, we have two. Blind's not the worst status effect.
Okay.
It just means that sometimes Mills might miss a drill.
Speaking of which.
Did you miss a drill?
Yes.
Feels real bad, but like... It feels real bad when you miss a big... You bomb!
Oh, landmine!
Somehow Jade did not step on
bunch
that,
up,
but we did.
bunch up.
Sarah, have you found Cure
Fortune.
3? Cure 3 is
Where
like
did I
Medica.
put it?
It's like Medica.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
But it's a lot more powerful, but it will eat your mana. But that's how you solve problems in harder difficulty. If you need to heal the health bar, now, Cure 3 is how.
I mean, I didn't need to heal the health bar now, to be fair.
You never know.
Just
how it's
before
like
we
that.
carried on.
But I don't know. I don't like Medica at all. I basically just replace it with Cure 3. If I'm gonna cast a heal, I'm gonna cast a good heal. It's kind of like a Cure 1 versus Cure 2 situation.
I use Medica for, like, topping people up outside of combat.
Gotcha. That's another witching.
Okay, I'll sit here. Go witching something.
Yeah,
And also let me know when you've done it.
done it. It turned into an imp. That raptor didn't know what hit it. My combos are breaking because I'm missing. But we're still killing the thing anyway.
That's why I don't like blind.
Yeah, blind is awful, but like, it's not the worst thing that we could get.
Wah.
I missed at the end of my
How
combo.
did
Landmine
Jade?
again.
How did Jade walk past that? But not you! I don't get it!
Carry on.
Ow.
Can mix Medica with Plenary Indulgence to amp its healing. At higher levels, at least. Can't recall when you get that. I'm trying to think of which... I'm trying to think of what Plenary Indulgence was, again.
Flat fuck or... Raptor?
No, Plenary Indulgence I usually mix with the Lily area heal. Because if you're high enough to have Plenary Indulgence, you're also high enough to have the Lily heal. Like, between the Lily area heal and Cure 3, I don't have room for Medica. Medica 1, anyway. Medica 2 is nice to just be able to get the regen on people, like, especially in downtime.
Uh-huh.
Flight, that reduces fights on next floor. Sure.
Yep.
I can't find it.
I found it.
Okay, go ahead. There it is. I found it for future reference. Point is, I like White Mage. I like White Mage a lot. It's not my favorite healer anymore. Nowadays it's Sage. But I can't name any Sage ability. I can only name White Mage abilities because I use them longer. Even then, I'm just bad with names in general. So I'm like, oh yeah, you know, the area Lily heal. When the game gives you 500 spells, and your brain only has enough memory to remember 50 spells...
And then a bunch of those spells have weird-ass names.
You create mental shortcuts. Like, if you ask me the name of any samurai spell, I will not be able to tell you what it is. A Flatus Rapture, you think it's called for area heal. Wait, I thought Rapture sounds like it's the damage one.
Steel, Jade, use it.
And this is only 3 floors, so we're gonna use the exit. This is a funky beat.
Yeah.
More jaunty tunes.
I can't help but bop my head to this one.
Yeah, I'm really vibing with it.
Ooh, haste.
Haste granted.
Ooh. But no items.
Items unavailable.
Whatever, it's fine.
Fine with me.
Flat fellow.
As long as we've got this fucking chilled out groove, I'm on board. I forget what this is from, which is annoying me.
Jade pulled the salamander.
Yeah, I'm just here.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
There's a sub over here.
Excellent. But there's a reason Machinist is one of the best classes for Palace of the Dead. You have all your best tools at this level. While other classes are stifled, you are enabled.
I'm functional.
Yeah, aren't you glad you have your scoot at this level? I'm glad you have your scoot at this level. Not that you needed it, but like, it's there.
You know, now that you mention it, I don't think I have that on my bar.
I think it's a level 45 ability. I think it's like something Aether, something Flow. It's not Aether Flow because that's a Scholar thing. But no, it's not. Ah!
Abilities unavailable. And a
Ethereal
bomb.
shift.
Knockback disabled, so right edge won't work. Yet, inability is bad, because, like, now Jade can't interrupt, I can't use gap closers, Mills can't reassemble.
No, fuck that.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will use the Serenity for that.
Okay, where's the...
And might as well use an Intuition. Not on this floor. Metal Sheep says, I constantly forget that they gave White Mage a dash. How can you? If you ever play with a White Mage, you will see them dashing. They'd love to
you
scoot.
blew up.
Ow. I blew up.
But you're fine. You got better. Isn't it great?
The White Mage Scoot has like a minute cooldown.
Which in comparison to like the Pictomancer Scoot is like 30 seconds. But a minute really isn't that bad in this game. And what's the Dancer Scoot like?
Listen, I've played Dancer. I'm very spoiled.
Yeah, Dancer has the most Scoot. But Dancer has less range in their Scoot. You get more Scoot, but it's a lower quality Scoot. But sometimes a little Scoot is enough. What is that?
Shit. I stepped on a summoning.
Okay, holy.
Using Witching. That's what Witching is for.
Hellish.
Purity, we don't need that.
The one thing I miss about back when I could genuinely enjoy Astrologian, other than like good cards, because I hate the way cards work now.
Nobody likes the way cards
Exactly.
work, except Raiders. Even Raiders don't like the way cards work, but they're functional for raiding, so they're okay with it. steel.
I swear, like,
Zaer, you use the steel because
Professional
you
raiders.
die. And we have a problem.
ruin fun for everybody.
The game is extremely well optimized and balanced for raiding now. Unfortunately, that has driven players like Magic Face, Raxon, away from the game because they like all the diversity and nuance that classes bring. But when you homogenize everything and make everything line up on a 2-minute timer, it makes it all feel samey and unfun. But then you achieve balance, and then people are like, well, my class is weak. They're like, no, it's not. It's statistically average, like everything else.
Yeah, that's a really good quote, Metal Sheep. If given the opportunity, players will optimize the fun out of a game. And it's true. It happens every time. It's why, as a designer, you have to be very careful about the advice you take from your players because they're wrong. They think they know what they
I'll
want.
use a rage.
They think. But you always have to be prepared to act.
Ah, right on me.
I step on a trap.
Ah, another one.
Like, you always have to test these ideas, and you have to test them for, like,
Was that it?
enjoyability?
But that's also subjective, and so someone else's enjoyment might be someone else's...
Hell.
No game is perfect for everybody. That's the other situation.
Yeah.
But with an MMO, you tried to make the game perfect for everybody because you want more people playing your game. It's one of those unwinnable situations. I think 14 does
I mean,
fine.
with an MMO, the solution is you give as many different, like, play experiences through your classes as you can reasonably fit into the game.
Which is why I really love the idea of limited jobs. But limited jobs just turns everybody off. It's like, I can't play the game with a limited job. I'm like, you can! There's still plenty of content that you can do with a Blue Mage or soon-to-be Beastmaster. Just because you're not doing current expansion stuff with it doesn't mean that you can't do stuff with it. What they
All
really...
this to say, as far as, like, ability feel, I like Holy.
Let me try
I
this
liked
one.
the way Gravity felt better.
Angel! So Jade now casts Holy on things. It's very shiny. It's really good at harming undead.
Gravity just had really good visual and sound design. And it just, I mean, it still does.
Yeah, but now we have Gravity 4 or something.
Bleh.
Like, it's fine. Gravity 4 is fine. It's just more gravity. I see the Horde,
We
I'm
can
going
leave
for
this
it.
floor already.
I'm going for the Horde.
Oh, I didn't know the Horde was over here.
Got it. Now we can leave. As long as we don't aggress that thing. Honestly, I feel like balance is nice, but like game feel should be the number one.
Mm-hmm. And you should be prepared to include mechanics in your game, no matter the genre, which exists to be a barrier that a player must overcome in some capacity. And in its original form, Astrologian cards, with their randomness, was an intentional gameplay barrier
Mimic!
for you to overcome and strategize around. It wasn't a flaw. It was a feature. But high-end players didn't like having a challenge, I guess?
No, the problem was that, like, they based their, like, strategy for an encounter around getting a particular draw of cards that they never got. And so the kill time was off by a minute.
Like, the designer in me says, well, make a better strategy then.
I worry that, like, a player would look at, like, a randomized strategy like that and go, like, bad class, and just drop the class. But, like, I don't feel like every class necessarily needs to be viable in endgame as long as it's fun.
As a designer, I personally feel that a player has the right to be wrong.
It's coming right at us.
It's coming.
When you're designing gameplay experiences for a massively multiplayer system, you do not and should not attempt to make a class that appeals to all people. You should make classes that have their own identities and play differently from each other while fulfilling different roles within a party dynamic.
And on that topic, let me go back to chat. Metal Sheep has been playing Black Mage since the changes. It's definitely easier to play, but a decent bit of the nuance is gone now. Yeah, they made Black Mage accessible by removing the timer. But at the same time, there's no stress in playing it. But some people played it for the stress. Hero adds, Zaer, noted astrologian apologist. Just kidding.
I don't think I'm apologizing for anything.
I don't remember what this guy
It's a
does.
joke.
Mills, okay,
I
I'll
don't
use
think
the
I'm an
lust.
astrologian and accusationist.
You use the strength Mills, I'll use the lust.
Okay, let me open the thing. Strength.
Okay, go ahead, Jude.
Okay.
Oh, how dare you. Is that gonna leave a field on the floor? No.
Like, I typically hate this
That is
phrase. If you couldn't handle old astrologian, get good. It was fine. The cards worked. It's not my fault you don't know how to play.
And yet Yoshi P feels that way about Bard. Bow Mage.
I'm prepared to acknowledge that Yoshi P is right about Bard.
What?
What, Jade?
Right about Bard, what?
Yet even that experiment ended in failure. Such a pity. She was the
Bowmage
key,
was-
and with the strength of her spirit I would have flung wide the gates of truth. I would have discovered the means to escape death, immortality. Man talks ominously at a pillar while we get closer and closer to him.
Like, in all its various iterations, I have not understood what people think is wrong with Bard. Like, I have known people at every stage of the game who thought Bard was fun as it was at that time. For various different reasons. And that's like a decently wide sample size, I think.
Bard is super busy in your experience. Nowadays it is. Back when it had to manage bow mage stuff, like, it wasn't that bad. Like, yeah, you had to put fire on the ground, and... like, I don't know, the songs were more utility back then. They weren't part of your rotation. So you had a lot of utility as Bard, and not as much damage buttons.
I hated Bow Mage.
Many Bards
Yeah,
did.
Bowmage was.
Like, the thing is, I think that's okay. the whole point of having a variety of classes is to have classes that appeal to different people.
Mm-hmm. If you fumble a proc, your damage tanks. Yeah, that's also true for any class that's proc-based in general, which is why only Dancer and Bard still have procs, and their damage is being shifted away from the procs and more on their cooldowns, part of the 2-minute timer balance that everybody has now. Shall I get us into the next floors? Are we good? How are you guys feeling?
Stretch.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Stretch.
Remember, we're gonna stretch.
Stretch.
Every
Oh
boss.
yeah, stretch.
Stretch. I will redeem yet another stretch. I'm pretty sure when I redeem a stretch, people do see in the chat that someone did redeem a stretch. Maybe that's just me.
Like, I don't know. You don't hear people complaining in tabletop games that X class is bad just because it's a unique play experience. Nobody is complaining that Rogue can't take a hit in D&D. It's commonly accepted that that's not Rogue's job. But if it was in an MMO, suddenly people would be like, why does Rogue melt when it takes damage? Same deal with, like, D&D Wizard.
Especially classic D&D
In
Wizard that had,
MMOs,
what, a D4 hit die?
yeah. In MMOs, there's this idea that every class has to meet this bare minimum average at everything, and that shouldn't be how it's designed when they're intended to be unique play experiences appealing to different people.
Hope you don't have a negative constitution about it.
It's a principle you have to be careful with, but this is why people say that as a creator, you should have contempt for your audience.
Oh, right.
Just making sure.
Because very frequently, an individual player will not be thinking about the big picture in terms of design. Or that it's okay if you don't like something. Because you don't have to.
I feel like that it's kind of a, some people also just enjoy the challenge of playing a weaker character or class or whatever, too. Like, there are people who enjoy playing Commoner. And there are people who enjoy playing Wes. Because they feel like they can flex their knowledge of the system and, like, still create a good build in spite of a bad class or something like that. Which, good for them! I'm glad the gameplay exists for them. I don't want to play that. Self-imposed
Go back to
difficulty.
Astrologian as a relevant example. In its original form, it was okay for it to be inconsistent, because if you were attentive and deliberate, you could keep pace with the randomness as long as you had a broad understanding of what cards every class needed.
Or steal back.
But Raiders wanted every class to need the same card, and that's not how it works.
There was also the problem of potential trolling with Astrologian too. They're like, hey, you see that monk? Let's give him an arrow. Let's give him an enhanced arrow. Yeah, you see the monk's empty TP bar?
Players
Let's
being
give him
assholes.
another arrow.
Players being assholes is not a flaw of the class design. It is a flaw of the player base.
I think that was just a flaw of the existence of the TP system in general. Which is addressed now, so they could have that, but they took it away at about the same time. I'm just, like, you see, like, just from little problems like that with the class, though, it creates fun, it creates conversations, it creates situations that are unique and interesting, and worth talking about. We don't really get that with modern Astrologian.
Astrologian is just,
It's another healer.
as long as they are pushing buttons, you get damage up. That's it. There's no strategy. There's no comprehension. There's no game knowledge.
Like,
You don't actually have to try.
I mean, I guess you have to try and get the melee card on the melee damage and the range card on the range damage, but like, is that really...
Even if you don't, you still ultimately get the 2-minute buff.
Yeah.
And that one doesn't care if you're doing it right, as long as you're pushing buttons. And since the lesser buffs really only matter for trash, it's not going to change anything. So, what did the buffs accomplish? Actually, they made a subsection of the player base that includes the least number of players possible, because most players don't do high-end raiding. Happier at the expense of people who legitimately enjoyed the class for its unique experience. And what do you know? Suddenly a lot of people stopped playing Astrologian.
Melshi Bads. I don't
You know,
think
I
the
would love
cards
to Asuna you.
have a difference between range and
but I
melee
think silence.
anymore. I think the card is just raw damage up now. No. If the card had... Okay. Maybe I shouldn't be the one explaining this. There's a blue card that's supposed to go on the melee or tank, and the purple card which is supposed to go on ranged or healer. However, I'm colorblind, and I can't tell the difference.
Why does it matter? Just push buttons. You'll still get the bare minimum 10%. It's enough.
No, I think it's like a difference between 3% and 6% damage on the smaller cards.
No, it's not even 10%, you're right.
Like, 3% is a pretty big difference. Like, the game cares about that, because, like, entire guilds would work their entire rotation around Trig Attack and Mug for 5% damage increase. Like, 5% damage is huge. Like, think about it in terms of a racing game as well. Like, I'm gonna take it to Mario Kart. In Mario Kart, if you have 10 coins, you get a 6% speed increase. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a racing game, and so going fast is the game. So 6% is huge.
Damn it! I tried to loot the box and it targeted the bear.
Ah, you're good. It's a bear.
There's also the question of, like, 3% of what number, right?
Yeah, because, like, there might
Because
not...
3% of 100 is 3. 3% of a million,
Yeah.
and now we're talking about something significant.
Which, like, that's why they're like, sit on your cards, wait for the next 2-minute or 1-minute window. Like, make sure that you put the buffs up at the right time. That 3% is huge when it's put on during the burst window. Which, like, I like that level of, like, gameplay coordination between players. I like that everybody can be on the same page and feel good and feel like they're doing things. But I don't have to think about it in this game because it's always 2 minutes and 1 minute for everybody. There's no variance. It's just...
Like, I think having standardized cooldown durations is fine, but you didn't have to flatten the mechanics to accomplish that. That could have been done on its own. Same with the removal of TP. Cards could have been reworked in a way
This room is so
that
full.
didn't have to reduce everything to a flat, like, just number bigger. If you were doing it right, giving a certain class haste or crit was a way bigger return
Which is why
than
Black
giving
Mages
them
have ley
base
lines.
damage.
Yeah, Black Mages have no cooldowns that increase their damage, only their speed. But I think at the time, if you increase the Black Mage's casting speed, it really... it really messed with their, like, MP generation or something.
Yeah, there were some cards you just didn't give to certain classes, which is why you had to, like, actually know what every single card does, and you'd have to, like, actually figure out how that affects each of the classes you might give it to. It was a class that relied on game knowledge. So if you were, for example, a person who likes playing Pokemon, you would really enjoy the original form of Astrologian.
Or a real-time strategy game player, because you like knowing how to buff all your different units.
Yeah. And if you weren't, it probably wasn't the class for you. But hey, there were 3 other healers, so it was fine.
At the time, there was only the 2, and generally speaking...
There were only 2 others, yeah.
White Mage was regarded as bad because it had MP problems back then. And Scholar was Summoner that could heal back then. And a lot of people missed that version of Summoner, or not Summoner, Scholar, the one that had like 5 dots. But I know why we can't have dots in this game. Actually, have I talked about that with you, Zaer and Mills?
No.
I know I've talked about this with Jade. There is a hard limit on the amount of debuffs that a creature can have. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 40. So, every single healer, that's going to be 1 dot. That's a debuff. Every single tank, you gotta have room for the provoke debuff. Some tanks also have a bleed or a dot. That's another debuff. So, like, the second you get to, like, doing hunts or any, like, larger scale duties or anything like that, like, you very quickly hit that limit. I believe in this expansion, Astrologian is currently capable of hitting the self-buff cap. I don't know what the number is. I think it's 40. It might be lower than that. But, like, if you get too many buffs on your character, no more buffs can go on your character, and then you don't get anything. But the same is true of enemies. Like, and so, if you get too many characters being a dot class, and the limit is only, like, say... Sorry, what?
Here comes the Cyclops.
Okay, thank you.
Not Mimic.
Alright, Mimic takes priority. Cooldowns. We're fine. We don't need the purity. Jade and I got hit by a trap, but it's assumable. Go ahead, Jade. Steal. I don't remember what the number is, but, like, I think if it was that we had Old Scholar and Old Summoner, and you had 2 Scholars and 4 Summoners in the party, 2 of the Summoners would not be able to apply their dots. Because it would hit the cap. And then the tanks wouldn't be able to provoke off of each other, because like, all the slots would be taken up by dots. It's a flaw in the system on a fundamental level.
I see.
And that's why we don't have dot classes in this game.
Oh, dang it.
Which is why, honestly, I know people hate to see it.
Oh, well.
Uh-oh.
I used the witching.
So did I.
Oh no. Alright, so it was on cooldown.
They're not that precious.
You say that.
They have saved us twice now. We need to make sure that we hug the walls a little tighter so we don't get those fringe traps. Alright, I hit the start button. I'm on the login screen. This is fine. That means we are streaming again. Hello, everybody in chat. It broke again. We're here again.
Hello, welcome back.
We're here. I'm alive. Technical difficulty Tuesdays is always technical and difficulties.
And Tuesday!
Where was I in the middle of my rant? Point is, I would love if they remade this game, like, on an engine level, so that we could have a wider variety of classes, such as a dot-based class.
Also, a fresh start with the story would probably be to the benefit of the writing.
Like, this Final Fantasy story is... Like, maybe when you finish... Yeah, I agree with the VR Anguish Oriole. Maybe when we get done with whatever Dawn Trail is trying to tell with its story, I think it's time for a fresh story. And the way you tell a fresh story is with a new game, not more expansions. Like, this is a Final Fantasy first and an MMO second.
Uh-huh.
They said they did have more expansions planned out, though. So.
Which I think is a flaw. They need to comfortably let the game end so that they can start something new.
I think 14's gonna end up like World of Warcraft and just...
Where it just never ends.
Yeah.
Ruined by its own success.
That's
Right.
what happens to MMOs, though. Like, the AAA industry doesn't know how to stop. When they think something is working, they will just keep going forever until it doesn't.
Over. I guess there is a door down that way.
What makes this more obvious with MMOs is that they're live games.
I don't know.
It's just a red one.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
want to take out a line.
think I'm good. I'd like less aggressively British voices. Yeah, that would be nice. Wider variety of voice acting cast.
What?
Oh. Right, we got Ranger Z. Yeah, you remember this.
Yeah.
I love when we randomly roll this music.
It's pretty good.
Hyper Rainbow Raiders, dude.
Oh, Sasquatches. These are actually scary.
Okay.
They're not the screaming ones yet, though.
Oh, I thought they were. Okay, they're not the screaming ones. Got it. Rage, I'm using it.
Do it.
I'm getting up to an enemy and then... using.
I'll grab it. Oh, jeez.
What's that? I stepped on a trap to summon monsters? Oh, boy!
Environment.
This feels Kirby
Muriel
now with
says
this
they
kind
need
of-
to stop printing money is not a particularly convincing argument, I'm afraid, Bolt. Here's the thing.
Honestly, I think we're good.
The argument is that
No,
it's
it's
not
overpriced.
they need to stop printing money. The argument is you need to have a plan for when the money printing machine stops working. And if you continuously run it without maintenance, it will stop working.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got it. It was also pretty awful as a company. 14 succeeded in spite of Square. A new try at an FFMO with more Square involvement is probably a pretty bad idea. Honestly, like, Square as a whole, I agree, pretty bad. But the individual teams within Square, some can be trusted. I like maybe a fourth of the teams.
That's kind of the issue, is that the big company in these situations is almost always terrible, and the individual designers are semi-frequently good people. But, like, trapped in an infinite bad system.
Mm-hmm.
The games industry is just in a really bad place right now. Mimic.
Oh shit! Sorry, I was getting a crunchy.
And if we look at history, what that means is it's going to keep being in a worse place until the industry crashes again. And it will. It happens like clockwork about every decade and a half.
You want to talk about a bad Square Enix game? Hi, welcome to Chocobo Racing GP.
We don't need this room.
No, we don't. So, Chocobo Racing GP, fully priced game on launch with a Battle Pass service, with level boosting services, with additional pay-to-win services, flavor of the month, fear of missing out stuff, fully monetized to the brim, and it failed horribly because it was disgusting. It was disgusting. So, you know what Square Enix did when it failed? They dropped it immediately. It made all the service stuff that was unlockable in the game able to be unlocked with, like, grindable currency. And guess what? The game is playable now. Turns out, if the game is just allowed to be a game, it's fine. A lot of gold chests, but there could be silver chests.
No, the map's revealed.
But there can be silver chests hidden under a gold chest, so that's how it usually works. Nah, we're good. Too much to fight through.
Yeah, I think I actually bought that game and I returned it.
No, the game industry will probably get worse. Look at how much Nintendo end money wants for Switch 2 games. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this exact pattern happen before, and sure it's brave of Nintendo to try this. I'll just say that. At the
end of the day, the price is up to individual retailers, though. Like, if you look back at magazines from the past, do you remember that Doom 64 cost $75? Do you remember that certain Super Nintendo games cost $85? But you know what was different about the economy back then? Renting!
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay $85 for a game if I could rent it for like $10 and then beat it in a week.
That's where the exit is, though, by the way.
Yeah, we do need to go that way. I've owned every Nintendo since the NES, and this is the first time I'm actually at a pause as to whether I can even afford to play the Switch 2. Yeah, the economy is also very different. Got that lion down. Alright, I can't kill that in time. And I'm a little bit worried about that. Like, as a person who makes content, if I don't get a system, I can't make content for that system, and so, like, I'm put in a difficult situation of, like, do I get the system so other people don't have to?
Bolt, I'm going to do the thing that people are in the chat are probably already saying. You do this as a hobby, not a job.
Yeah. The problem is, if I really like something,
oh my god.
What's Behemoth? We know how to fight a Behemoth.
Yep.
We're out of, we have one lust. I'll use strength this time, Mills.
Plus is here.
Girls, as I'm curious to see how much the tariffs exacerbate the issue.
Oh, I don't
Exacerbate the problem with the gaming industry. Not looking forward to that. Yeah, me either.
I mean, the thing to bear in mind with that is that it's not going to be unique to any one industry. It's going to be the overall consumer market. And it's not going to affect only products that are imported. It's just going to raise prices as retailers are forced to compensate for the costs they are paying for some things by distributing the cost across everything. So on the one hand, at first it's not going to feel like it changes much. And on the other, over time, things are going to keep going up. The thing to bear in mind is what this is really going to change for most people is kind of nothing.
Cutscene time. World is but an illusion, and who would dare preach its falsehoods to besmirch her spirit, to close her eyes to the truth. Could he not see the girl lamented the veil of death? But she would have rejoiced to see it lifted. Oh, we get to see his ugly face now. Thanks for your pep talks there. Oh no. Now the game itself doesn't work. It just and just reads the disk and data. Yeah, because back then it was used to be on the chip.
Somewhere where I haven't been before. I got a cutscene.
So
you,
to
Jade.
carry on with what I was saying, this is, for most people, the tariffs are not going to meaningfully change the situation. The problem is much, much bigger than that. And it's a problem that we would have had to face no matter what. So we as a consumer base have to be prepared to look at something and just say, all right, well, I'm not going to buy it. Because if we don't, the people making these decisions will think they can get away with it. So you say thanks for the pep talk? This is literally a pep talk. You need to be prepared to say, I'm not paying for that at the price you set. And if we as consumers do not unite in doing so, things will not change. This is what people mean when they say, talk with your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like the prices Nintendo's asking for their upcoming console and games, don't buy them.
Yeah, Nintendo has been forced to look at itself and go like, okay, our sales are actually bad. What way do we fix this? And they've usually resolved it in one way or another. But historically, they get
That's
big, they make bad decisions, and then we don't.
Made you feel bad, that's the solution. Don't buy it. And then watch them squirm when they realize they way overproduced for a market that's not willing to pay what they're charging.
And they did that with, I think, the DSi.
Even if you wanted to, you
Like,
wouldn't
they
pay
had
$7
a higher
for Switch.
price for the DSi, and the DSi price dropped.
Yeah.
They compensated people who had bought the DSi for a higher price with the ambassador program, but like there's a massive price difference between the two.
Actually, you know what? I think I have an idea. I think Nintendo knows exactly what to do. You know what's going to happen? They're going to release all these consoles that are going to cost whatever it is they're going to cost, and they're all going to get bought by scalpers who are going to try and sell it for 50% more. And nobody's going to buy it. Screw the scalpers.
I'll be right back.
Okay, hon.
Okay.
Then they'll be like, okay, now that the initial stock is bought out, let's sell it for $50 less. With the games at $20 less. I really hope that this is a 4D chess play where they're targeting the scalpers specifically.
Unfortunately, I think you're giving Nintendo too much credit.
No, that's like such a pure timeline. No, we do not live in that timeline, but it's a fun thought. It's a fun thought.
It would be really nice if it happened that way.
Okay, so Jade needs a minute. How are we feeling? How are we good on time? It's about 1 a.m. my time. We usually go a little bit longer.
I think many nights we go longer than this, but I also think that for tonight, we are at a stopping point.
How many floors did we
For,
go
like,
down? 30?
okay. Yeah, 30
30 floors. Okay,
Those
so
three bosses.
even if we do the next 10 floors and then stop, the stopping point of major bosses is every 50 floors. So this is actually a great place to stop that. But Jade is also, like, you know, yeah, okay, we can talk about this. So, alright. I'm gonna sit down for this. So, hey chat, how you doing? I know I wanted to release more Kingmaker content last week. The power went out. And then when the power came out, the internet went out. And it was still out for several days. So I was unable to really do anything for a long time. Sorry about that. Nature happens. Nature said I don't update this week. So, sorry. I don't really have a way to make it up for you, because if I'm going to be doing anything soon, it's going to be more E3 and Odyssey content. In regards to E3 and Odyssey content, I'll figure out names for the characters. Like, my friends are great. I don't have enough friends to name every single character in the thing. So I might use wonderful people who support me like you guys again, if you guys are okay with that. You guys seemed okay with it last time and thought it was an interesting decision, but, like, now I'm second guessing that too, of like, I don't know if everybody necessarily liked what I made them. So, if you have a place to leave a comment for that kind of thing, please, like, leave it. I think it's in the discussion section of my YouTube. Like, I don't have, like, a formal post for that made up. But I did discuss doing an E3 and Odyssey thing soon, so, like, just put it there. That would be great. If you want to be a job, let me know. Not Gunner, obviously, that's me. Final Fantasy Friday this week is going to be the end of 9, hopefully, if we can even beat it. We were going to do Gunfire this Tuesday, but Mills is awake. Hi, you're great.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, sometimes plans, they just fly awry anyway. Next week is expected to be another, Mech Warrior. I do love playing Mech Warrior. Mech Warrior is really fun. Especially now that we got an Atlas. What's going on over there?
I'm just spinning.
I see. Going for a jog.
Yeah, I was getting the jog thing to go.
I love my friends. And, yeah. Yeah, Kingmaker is also not going to stop just because E3 and Odyssey starts. I do plan to update it whenever I can. So please look forward to more. Just more. Do you guys have anything you want to add? Like, are you guys working on anything?
Yeah, as a further note from me, due to the fact that Palsvidad just gives us a lot of time to just, like, talk shit, we veered into some, like, briefly unpleasant territory tonight. And I just want to take this moment to remind everybody that economic bad times are not the end of the world. They are just the end of the way things are right now. Times change, and times will continue to change after this. It's important to remember that right now, for most people, the economy is bad. And when times change, that will change too. This situation we're in right now is not forever. The important thing is to reach out to the people in your life that matter to you. And to hold on.
Thank you, Bills.
And if you can do that, then we are all going to get through this okay. And, you know, we talk about these things because we all feel about them the way you do. We're mad, and we have every right to be.
Yeah, this is my little box, but I like to share, so this is my friend's little box too.
So, remember those points of this isn't forever, of hang on to the people you love, and that you do have a measure of power in them. In this consumerist culture we live in, you have the power of refusing to give your money to something you don't support. And that is a virtuous decision. And you can do it. If it pisses you off, don't buy.
Which, like, that's how I felt about everything forever, but, like, I'm glad more people are thinking that.
Yeah. Honestly, I was excited about a lot of things with the Switch 2 until I heard the price. And the more I thought about it, I don't think I'm gonna buy one. I'm just not gonna put that amount of money into something. Particularly not when it's a deliberate, corporatized grab for unearned monetization.
In regards to Nintendo products in general, too, though, I've been... You know what's highly requested on my channel, actually? Me to
What?
play the remake of Link's Awakening. And I'm looking at that still being $60, and I'm like, do I want to give Nintendo that money? Right now? It's not even related to the Switch 2, it's the fact that Nintendo games also never go down in price.
Mm-hmm. And that's a reasonable question to have. So don't undersell, all of you, don't undersell your ability to choose. You have that strength.
Legitimately, considering that, I think I might actually go to GameStop and give GameStop my money and get a used copy, if I can find one.
You probably can.
Yeah, that way Nintendo makes nothing on the sale.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of like us, like bad times and that, I'm gonna steal something from Animal Crossing. Yes, it's a Nintendo
Yeah.
product, but I'm gonna say the line: "Sometimes bad times are just times that are bad."
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just that simple sometimes.
and it'll pass. It's cliche,
Exactly.
but it will.
I don't think there's anybody I feel like
My
rating
favorite
tonight.
mantra.
Jade's also not back for the leave, but like I don't want to keep us hanging forever.
I'm back, though.
On perpetual leave. Anything you want to say as we're cutting out, Jade?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Us being.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Keep that flame of hope alive.